All right. Can you guys hear me? Is this thing working? Am I on?
Am I on?
Yeah.
Am I on?
It's like,
Am I on?
it's like,
Oh, we're looping. Yep.
100% my fault, baby. I did that. That was me.
Man, I couldn't get connected for some reason. That Bluetooth was getting all wonky. GM. Sorry about that long intro music. I'll tell you what. We're here, though. We made it. It's Tuesday. Taco Tuesday, baby. Traveling to Florida later. But that's not going to stop us from having a great show. What's up?
I'm sad. I wanted to join you. That's all right. I'll be at the next one with you.
All right.
You know, we only got a couple weeks. We're going to be at LA.
So, UCLA coming up early October. That I am excited about. Doug in the house. Man.
I know we got some good people up in here, man.
What a wild eventful night in crypto, huh? Crypto Twitter, at least. YouTube, crypto, whatever. Anyway.
Loitering.
Whatever.
Can you loiter at someone's house?
I have a quick question here.
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all brought this up, right? Because this is something.
Love, do we need to go through the rules first, or are you going to be able to control yourself?
I'm
just fucking with bro.
What you fucking mean? I was just saying about Big Boy. I mean, we all know what currently is taking place with his whole situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we all can adhere to reestablishing or gaining attention or engaging attention for, usually drops, right? Like, so Drake could do something before he drops, right? We're accustomed to this. Do you feel like this was maybe a strategic marketing move, or is it just flown truly off the hinges?
Probably, in perfect transparency, it could be a combination of both. I mean, he's a great marketer. He's a great showman. But I know at the same time, like the pain that he's going through is real. Like, I know that. And if you guys watched the Altcoin Daily video last night, maybe you guys have a little glimpse into like why we, separated and went different directions last year. We were part of that settlement. That's what TJ was talking about. Like, that actually did happen. But I'm gonna tell you what, all that shit aside, we are human fucking beings. And if somebody is hurting and somebody needs help, man, we stand up for the ones that stood up for us, man. I'll tell you what, at a point in my life, he stood up for me when no one else did, right? You don't forget that shit. And so what I'm going to say on this is Ben Armstrong is my friend. He's always been my friend, and he will always be my friend. And if he needs some help, I live 20 minutes away. I'm obviously going to be here for him in real life. And I wish him the best on whatever is happening. And I wish, the guys at Hit Network the best on whatever they have going on. That is not my business anymore. I'm not part of that. And that's what I got to say about, all of that. But Ben Armstrong is a friend of mine. And I personally will make sure that, that he gets the attention from someone, in real life that he needs. Because we all need help sometimes.
Big facts, man. And, we also need opportunity for redemption as well. You know what I'm saying? In this crypto market, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, we see projects that are, that we're hoping will come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, people that, they had stuff that came up in real life. You know what I mean? Like, we have to be able to give people chances to be able to, fix whatever, to be able to come back and to do the right thing. And, if these allegations are true about what's going on over at the Hit Network, those guys are going to be in serious legal issues. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's one thing that,
but at the end of the day,
we've always done.
At the end of the day, like, all of this, it's corporate at this point. It's a corporate thing. You let the lawyers handle it. Corporations dissolve corporations.
Facts.
Do they do things all the time? So you let them handle it. And it just, again, I'm there personally for someone. Let the lawyers and the legal system and those guys handle the business and all that stuff. I'm just letting everybody know, now that, I've had a lot of messages, text messages, DMs, everything after the Altcoin Daily video last night. Cat's out of the bag. Yeah. Ben and I had an issue last year, but at the end of the day, he's a human, and I care about humans. You guys know me. I'm a positive person. And like Turbo said, I will always give someone, if they reach out to me, and Ben did, and he said he was sorry. And I said I was sorry to him for how things went. Right. So we've talked. When I get back from Florida, we're going to sit down and talk more. But, I always will give someone the chance to redeem themselves, especially if I receive an apology that I feel like, is truthful and honest. And so, when I get back from Florida next week, we're going to sit down and we'll see how that conversation goes. And that will be where I decide where we go from here. But again, That's my guy. He was always my guy. He helped me out when no one else did. So we're moving forward.
That's the biggest thing right there. That's the biggest thing, bro. When somebody's got you when no one else does, you know what I'm saying? You can never forget that.
Yep.
I mean, I'm all about that loyalty, you know what I'm saying? But, man, I appreciate, you know, like the one thing I say, you know, like I didn't know Ben even before I knew you. And, you know, I was at a party, man, and my homeboy, Zach, who like got me into crypto, man, this dude was like, he would literally go to work and like let me stay on the computer so like I could do this crypto thing. And Big Boy was his guy, or Ben was his guy. And so I seen him at a party and was like, man, you know, I like, oh my God, dude, my phone died. Like, I needed to get this video for my best friend, man. Like, and he's like, no, bro, don't you worry about it. He pulled his phone out and he recorded it and texted it to me, you know? And that's something I'll always remember. That showed a lot about his character, you know what I mean?
And
moment,
listen, he has a lot to go to climb out from the situation that he's in. I'm not here to fool anybody with that. And, you know, some of the things that went on, you know, listen, his private business is his private business. Like what's between him and Bethany and Cassie at this point is their business. Like I know everybody loves the juice and the tea and everyone's here, you know, for drama. People love the drama on crypto, but you know, that's a personal matter between the three of them at this point. If you guys are interested in the business stuff, keep watching the videos. But I think that at this point, they should let the private issues go into private and let the families heal. That's the most important thing. The families need to heal.
That's a real life people behind that. It's not a television show.
Good luck with that.
Like, I know you're mad, Doug. I know you're mad, Doug.
Oh my! I'm not gonna say a whole lot, but I'm extremely fucking pissed because this is happening constantly, all the fucking time.
Right.
And I'm now one of the people that have been like involved in this thing. And this is the thing, there's the constant cycle of him attacking people like Wendy O, whoever it is, and then apologizing and just doing this cycle over and over again, and then everybody like forgiving him and everyone being nice to him. And it's like, dude, like I know so much more than I can really say, I guess, publicly, but like, dude, it's just like, it's literally people like live in fucking fear right now. And it's just like, what is he going to do next? Who's he going to attack next? And,
are people going to get attacked online, Doug? Like people are attacking him left and fucking right, Doug. Like it's been going on for years.
He threatened me with jail and legal action just for going on his show that he used to go on. Right. And,
from an anonymous account or from your D-Hype account?
No, not me. Well, he made a post saying the people that are going on the show, and he's making a list of everybody that they're going to be like in like legal trouble, and they're going to have to whatever lawyer up and stuff.
Well, I wouldn't take that to heart.
Well, this is the thing, though. Like, you know, like the whole reason it's even out in public and the whole thing is because of him. Like, it's all he's creating all this controversy and all this drama and stuff, and then he's
Doug,
like throwing it back.
Business.
Listen. At the end of the day, like again, we're gonna let the corporate lawyers and everybody and the judges and everybody figure all that shit out. But at the end of the day, if you were to look at this from 30,000 feet and kind of a reasonable thing, is that Ben built that channel from ground up, and TJ joined a few years later, right? And so at the end of the day, if anything, if they should just, and we all think they should just split ways. Ben take the channel, TJ take Hit Network, do your thing. That makes the most sense. I'm sure that's what the judges will get to. So let them get to it. And we're all just going to sit here and speculate and give our opinions. Until then, listen, I understand that like things got shitty. Like he was clawing at people. Like, you know, the people were taking everything he had around him, or at least that's what it felt like to him. Right. And so you claw back, and that's what he did. And so, you know, people that were against him or that weren't with him were against him in his mind. And I think that, you know, everybody can understand that position that maybe some people get put in. Or put themselves in, right? Like at the end of the day, remember, like he's on the road to redemption at some point. At some point when all of this, it's just like a fucking market cycle, right? Like when all the bottom happens and you start going up. And I'm pretty sure this is happening, like, you know, as we see it, you know, unfold last night. I mean, you know, yeah, he went to the Gwinnett County Jail for a few hours last night for loitering. But this starts to, you know, I think build a conclusion to everything. And hopefully, you know, the case with the business. And, you know, again, that's every business, not every business, but a lot of businesses go through that kind of shit. So like, it doesn't need to be as, you know, juicy as it's been, in my opinion. But here's where we are. This is our industry. We have nothing else going on. This is like peak bear market fucking activity. Everybody loves it so much because there's nothing else going on.
Well, this is the thing, like Jay Chains, like I'm the most sympathetic dude in the world. I'm like super nice, super supportive.
I know that.
Like I give people like a million chances. I just want to like be a good dude to them. That's it. And like all my experience with that dude have been completely terrible. So like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, it's not, and I don't just go like, oh, poor me. I'm just looking at all the people around me. He literally went into a private chat last night and was trying to kick certain people out and all these things, and basically just constantly like just throw his weight around everywhere he goes. And it's just kind of like, bro, like it's like he has this mentality like he's not just equal with everyone else. He can just like rule over everybody. And it's like, I get all this stuff of like pain and reaction to things, but guess what? Everybody's going through difficult stuff. Plus, you know, what about taking responsibility for the bed that you made and the things that you've done? Like, this is the thing. Like, when it's a constant thing of negativity and attacking everybody left and right, it's not just this, it's all the time.
Mhm.
Like, even when we were in Miami and stuff, and like, dude,
Well,
like,
it's not all the time, Dougie. You know what I'm saying? It's some of the time. You know what I mean? I just had a moment that I shared. You know what I mean? Like, we use these words like of so extremes, you know, and too, when emotions are high, intelligence is low. You know what I mean? Like, that's the one thing that we share constantly here. You know what I'm saying? And and too, you know, you have the right to be upset and to express yourself. You know what I mean? And definitely do it in a way that is, you know, productive, like you're doing. But you know, just like be mindful of like the words that we're using too, because we're also feeding that monster as well. It's not all the time.
I just listen. There were a lot of people that got wronged in this situation. A lot of people. I mean, listen. At some point, this might even make like a more mainstream level getting picked up in the news, right? Because we talk about on the show all the time. The mainstream media hates blockchain. They hate crypto. They hate our industry. And if you know, these kind of things, these kind of activities, they don't paint a better picture for what we've got going on. But now, if like the mainstream media sat in, you know, like our Twitter spaces, Doug, listen, I'm with you, man. Like, you're one of the positive ones. Like, you're like the one of the real ones. Like, I get you, man, and I get that you're upset, and justifiably so. But like, let's just use like, you know, the idea that everybody is capable of redeeming themselves. Let's hope that this is like where we're going with this, right? Like, that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for, right? I have some unrealistic, very, very lofty goals with that. Those guys are my friends, man, for years. Years, that was my group of friends. Like, my homies, guys, my homies. Those were my fucking guys. To watch them all crumble and implode was one of the hardest things from the outside. Because, you know, last year is when I had to be removed from that situation. I removed myself from that situation a year ago. So it's been tough. It's been tough to watch happen. But I hope, and again, in my position, if anybody has a bone to pick with what's going on, it would probably be me, right? But if I'm willing to say, fuck it, guys, like, we're all people. This is a bear market. Things get tough. Things get shitty, right? Let's think about it as human beings again at some point. Give it some time. Time will heal, right? I have some high, lofty goals for my group of friends, but that'll be a different conversation for a different day.
So, like, this is the thing. No matter how pissed off I am or whatever my emotions are, I'm always trying to just be helpful. Like, I was literally in the chats last night trying to be helpful. I was on the phone with Adam last night, talking to him directly, letting him know what's going on and trying to help him. Who was on the phone with BitBoy's people and like around him and Cassie and everybody, right? Like, I was directly injected into all of this stuff, and all I really cared about was helping Adam, because he's just trying to help everyone so much and be supportive, right?
Right. Shout out to Adam.
And
Adam Charles. He's one of the real ones.
And
He keeps
super,
the glue together.
He's super great. And at the end of the day, like, responsible adults are just trying to make sure that everyone's okay and that situations are okay. But I'm telling you right now, if you get me really pissed off, you've probably done a lot of fucked up stuff that's not okay, and doing it often, not just once. So like, I'm a really understanding person, and I try to get everyone to get along. In fact, that people get angry at me all the time for always being so positive and always trying to like just get people to get along instead of being like what they call like really honest or something, right? And so like, I feel like I need therapy after all this shit, and like, just from barely being part of it for like 5 seconds. I mean, being attacked and whatever, but like, it's just like we all of crypto is like affected by this stuff, you know, like constantly. And like, anytime I do anything with ATB or whatever, I'm getting tons of attacks, DMs, comments, whatever, people attacking me that are his cronies his people, his followers. Like, he has a whole army of people that are just ruthless attackers that don't have no idea what they're even talking about. They just attack like crazy, right? And that's just not good, man. It's not good for the industry. It's not good for people. Like
as much and Doug, I hear you. But that's never going to change. That's just how people are. I mean, every YouTuber has an allegiance of people that
change you want to see.
What's up, Dr. Bruce? How are you?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of what I'm saying is like I'm always trying to be the change I want to see. And that's also why sometimes I speak up about things because
and you have,
you know,
and that's one of the things, like the fact I champion you for that, Doug. And I hope that other people do, right? And there are other, media personalities in the YouTube space and in our content creation space that are literally doing the same thing, man. They're just trying to get every side of the story out there. Like the Altcoin Daily thing, like as as much as negativity as that got, it was an opportunity for at least the other half of the story to be told. So now you have both sides of the picture. And I hope that, I saw that, Ben apologized to both Wendy and Altcoin Daily today, which I was very thankful for. Like, I'm glad to see that. Like, listen, I'm telling you, like, you're going to start to see things differently coming out of him. I know you are, because things have to change. Like, there's no way that you could continue on that path and have any kind of productivity in this industry or really in, like, I don't know, in other places. And so again, let's use this road to recovery and redemption as the fuel and the fire for, listen, track record speaks for itself. He helped a lot of people out in many ways, financially and whatever. And so let's just, if we can all just put all this aside and give someone a chance for redemption, I think that's the goal. And I think Chop Shop is just about to end. We're at 19 minutes. Holy shit, did we get into that? I kind of figured that was going to happen, but whatever. What's up?
Yo, that's okay. Good morning, everybody. Yo, welcome to the Web3 Breakfast. We have spicy bacon on the buffet this morning, as well as the links are a little bit spicy. So if you're not into spicy foods, try to avoid those. No, we appreciate you guys being here so much. This is the Web3 Breakfast. It's every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m., guys. You only have one rule. Don't be a douchebag. No homophobes, no sexists, no racists, and everything else. You know what I mean? Come up here. Feel free to speak your opinion. That's all we ask. Raise your hand. You know what I'm saying? Give everybody an opportunity to be heard, because that's what's important. And speaking of being heard, and look, we are 10 minutes from our workout, and I already got the track loaded up. I got two things. I'm gonna go on a little bit of a tangent here, real quick.
Let's hear it.
I got Dr. Bruce up in the space station up there, guys. You're gonna see Win Lambo. It is on sale right now on Sound XYZ, guys. If you can, go over and pick that up. We're gonna be listening to that. That's what we're working out to at the halfway point. And I also got to give a big shout out to Sapphire down there. She just interviewed The Game the other night and did an absolutely incredible job. Yes, definitely. Definitely. I tried to match you. I tried to do the thing too, but I just turned on Aunt Shirley's voice. But no, shouts out to Sapphire. Keep doing a great job, man. And look, I'm going to tell you right now, that right there goes to show you that if you do the right thing and you're a good person, and you know what I mean, and you just show up, that you can have incredible opportunities. And so thank you for that turbo tangent. Dr. Bruce, what's up, baby?
I just wanted to say that, like, money and attention and all that stuff only amplifies the person that you are truly. So what you're seeing is an amplified version. Like Jay Chains, he may have been like a good dude when you guys were chilling, but you saw it go and escalate to what his true nature is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know the guy personally, but I can see, in this space, you can see the culture vultures. You can see the ones that are chasing clout, and you can see the ones that are truly here for the fucking cause. And the bears always make it very easy to see, because everybody's fucked up in the bear. You know what I mean? If you didn't pull out at the fucking peak when Bitcoin was 69,000, and I mean across the fucking board, you fucked up.
Everyone's got problems.
You got fucked up, and we're all fucking suffering the same consequences. And with that being said, Turbo, I'm actually in Thailand, and I was wondering if you are still working with Salty Seed Phrase Security.io, because I do need my C phrases. My money is running low.
Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. And for those who don't know, you can swing over to the Salty Seed Phrase Security.io. It's a service that we offer to where you send us your seed phrases, and we'll secure them for you. And so in a moment where Dr. Bruce is now currently out of the state. Dr. Bruce, it is you, correct? This is Dr. Bruce?
100%, the one and only.
Fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and send them seed phrases over. And that's how the service works. Only $19.99 a month. You guys can sign up for that. Be on the lookout for that.
And that is a public service announcement of a service not to fall for and never sign up for.
I
No,
have
we
had
did-
an army of fucking information farmers in my DMs asking me where I'm from, what's my name, who my fucking children are. I'm like, do you think I'm retarded? Like, you know how many fucking rugs are in my wallet? Go ahead, just take them. Here you go. Here's my seed phrase.
Yeah,
I try to sign up to those things.
I think, you know what, that's
And
a
they
great
use them.
idea. I think everybody should have at least one wallet that you put your rugs in, that's what you use to connect in and out of. So if you get scammed, so what? It's all your rugs. Like, take them. Have fun. Free me of this bag, please.
Bro,
Yeah, the
Dr.
last
Bruce-
scammer that got into my wallet felt so bad he left me with an NFT.
Yeah, he dropped some Ethan there for you. He was like, damn, he's down bad. Dude, me and Dr. Bruce, we used to do that parody skit. Like, that was like we had the Wicked Whales and the Salty Shrimps, and we were going to do this project. And people made us stop.
Oh, we are going to do this project.
Oh, okay. We always do it. Okay.
I'm saying
So, yeah, people were upset about
so I didn't actually rug you. That way I could get the liquidity to actually make the project work.
Yeah, but people thought it was real. They were like, you can't do that. Like, you can't make a company for people to send your seed phrases. We're like, yo, it's a joke. It's like, that's the whole.
I mean, depending on our lawyers, we most certainly could.
No, I'll advise as a non-legal representative. I'm just going to give on your board of advisors. I'm just going to say I don't know about this one. Maybe we'll shelf this idea for a while, forever, possibly.
Right.
Just in perpetuity.
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah,
he's right.
You're probably right there.
All right, let's talk about AI and crypto. My goodness.
What the hell? Wait. Bitcoin's great. Wait, can we roll back to that? We're just gonna slide past that Bitcoin was great. Does that mean
that means that there was a 0% change? Like consecutive, whatever the update is on this. So it was a 0% change.
Well, because I was just reading an article yesterday about the whole Bitcoin, man, and they were saying that Bitcoin is looking strong. Is Matt up here? No, damn. Because I wanted to get his thing, because they're saying Bitcoin's holding, even though that the market's slipping a little bit, and it's showing signs that it will, it could hold steady. So
we've seen Seven, and you could probably attest to this. We've seen actually some large Ethereum purchases, but still a stable price. We've seen some large crypto purchases happen, but for some reason, there is a foot on the brake pedal somewhere. Now, fully expect that if we are going to see a lot more big players in this next run, what's happening is artificial. I think we probably all agree on that. I think we'll probably, in the short term, see a pretty good run up that is going to get a lot of people excited. A lot of people are going to jump in, and then I think we're going to see pretty much the fall, down, the final shakeout, as people have been calling, that we haven't really seen yet. That will be the final shakeout, lower than we are now, maybe close to that $1,000 Ethereum. We'll see, 1,200 maybe, and then from there, I think maybe a little sideways action to rubber band straight up to Moonsville. Now, Matthew, I don't know, is that financial advice or no?
No, I think you guys are spot on. I'm still interested in the fact that they've said, I don't know if it's still recent, but Bitcoin has actually been more stable than the S&P 500 over the last couple of months. So I definitely think that there's, Jay, you talked about kind of being at the very, very edge of this. We're kind of seeing the consolidation. That's something that people forget about too, is the consolidation and accumulation, right? Like when there's not a lot of activity, people are buying and buying and buying, but they're doing it in smaller bits and smaller bits. So you don't see a lot of that volatility. Michael Saylor came out yesterday, bought 5,445 Bitcoin, about $150 million. They control about 180,000 Bitcoin, just under 1% of the total circulation supply. So that's always a good sign to me. He's dollar cost averaging. I do it with hundreds of dollars. He does it with hundreds of millions. So I guess that's, one way to go about it. But I definitely think that there's, we just got to keep trudging through the mud here, and we'll get there for sure. I definitely think that we're in a good spot. I do want to apologize, Jay. I know that, it just really must be a sore spot. Not at all about the BitBoy thing, but about your fantasy football loss last night. Half a point has got to be killer. So,
dude, you want to know something? I was so mad because, and damn, as a
phone call.
Wait,
Who doesn't know that we're doing the show at 10 a.m.?
I don't know. Someone from
It's in the song.
some number from Pennsylvania.
It's in the damn song.
Oh, when I looked at that was one of the first things I looked at, Matthew, and I realized that I didn't get any points on defense. And I was like, how did Tampa Bay not score even a single point? So Tampa got 0. If I'd have scored a half a point, I would have beat you, but I didn't.
That is true. But anyways, I don't think I've ever won by half a point before. So I was watching it last night. My wife was asleep next to me. I had the phone as like low as I could because we were trying to go to bed. We had to wake up early. I'm like creeping over there, like watching ESPN. I can't even watch the live thing. And I'm just like, good God, is this game going to be over? And anyways, it was a good time.
I want to appreciate how smooth Matt was with that burn, by the way, because he so totally like shifted gears so fast in reverse and hit you with that fantasy football burn. That was amazing, Matt. I congratulate you for that.
I would be lying if I said it was improv. I've been thinking about it for the last 12 hours. So.
I'm freaking crying.
You know what that was like? That was like in the cartoons when they paint the tunnel onto the side of the mountain. You know what I mean? And they just slam right into it because we all were in that bus together because we were like, oh, damn, like Matt's so sincere. Matt, I did have a quick question for you, bro. You know, like what are you hearing over on the traditional side about this stabilized Bitcoin? I mean, like, what are they saying? They got to be talking about it.
You mean just from the sense of the fact that the volatility is going down over time? So this is something that I personally feel is going to be an interesting thing for us to look at, right? Like as the market matures, you're going to have more and more people buying smaller and smaller bits, and you're going to have institutions that also hold pensions, you know, all these larger funds that hold them. And over time, when you see the price of Bitcoin go up, whether it's 100,000, 200,000, a million, you know, whatever that is in a few years, which I think substantially multiples of where we're going to be today, the more people that have it, it's going to start to trade like a regular currency. When people start to think, oh, it's got to be a store of value, it's going to trade a lot more like Japanese yen to the US dollar or British pound to the euro. Like whatever the case is, it's going to start trading a lot less volatilely than, I don't think that's a word, volatility, than we've seen before. So like I think that adoption is going to bring lower volatility over the course of time, which is good for us. But I think in the course of like a halvening and some of the courses of these earlier cycles that we're still in, you're going to see a lot of those swings.
Yeah, and I think one thing I would say, you know, like I think with the Bitcoin that people like, if you have $100 or $10, just buy it, right? Like the major difference in Bitcoin and in currency is that Bitcoin has a limit. Like there's only so many. You know, I think that if we looked at using Bitcoin for like more like senior retirement, long-term holdings and stuff, I think that we would see like a much bigger adoption across the board just because of that volatility going down, right? So now we actually have proof that we can point to and say, hey, this is why it's so secure. And there's a limited supply. So once this thing is bought up, that's it. It's not going to be like our dollars. You know, my grandmother, she retired right at the last crash. I mean, like literally, she retired and the next day the crash happened and she lost her everything. You know what I mean? Like she completely lost everything she had. So yeah, man, do you want to say anything on that, Matt? Is like any long term for the future?
I think, you know, at this point, especially if we're advising people who are, as I like to call it, crypto, you know, this isn't going to be your full bag, right? You may be taking 5 or 7 or 10% of your portfolio and you're just dollar cost averaging every little bit here and there. Again, and I think even for people who are a little bit tepid in this space, maybe not particularly in this show, but you know, you need to be gradual about it. A little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of Ethereum, a little bit of the top coins. Stay away from, you know, I would even advise staying away from Ripple only because I love Ripple, only because for new entrants, there's so much legal question in the space that like I couldn't really consider that the strongest space to be right now. So a little bit, you know, just here and there and explore and have some fun with it. I think one thing that's really important too, when I was in 2015, 2016, my buddy comes to me, and this is how I knew I needed to get into this space because my buddy knows nothing. And he's like, you know about Bitcoin? And I was like, oh shit, I got to figure this out. And we would buy our Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we would buy beers with each other and go to like happy hour or whatever. We would spend it, you know, we would buy the beers at the bar, but then we would reimburse each other with crypto so that we got practice using the wallets and seeing the value go up and down and all that kind of stuff. So I think people being in the space to practice with it is a really eye-opening way to engage in the space as well.
Dude, I love that you said that, and I love that that was like, you know, what you did, because my buddy that got me into crypto, that's what we used to do. We used to play basketball for 1/10 of Ethereum. It was just the upstanding price, no matter what Ethereum price got to, for 1/10 of Ethereum, that we would go to Lifetime and we'd play probably, you know, 5 to whatever games of basketball, and whatever the score was, then you just zip the Ethereum over. Yeah, I mean, I think that is such a fantastic way for anyone of someone like us, anybody that is in this space, to bring someone in, find a fun way to do it, just like that. I think that's a fantastic way. That's fun, man. Great example.
Let's pump some iron.
Yes.
And this has been your financial moment with Matthew. If you guys haven't had a chance, make sure you swing over and check out Matthew. You can find his new book, Warren Buffett in a Web3 World. You guys pick that up on Amazon. Make sure you do so. It takes little bits and gives it big information. I completely blew it. Yo, let's get ready for that workout, man. You know, like it is. We are 3 minutes past, and if Corey doesn't get his workout, he'll start like eating his keyboard and stuff. We can't risk that. He's 3 keyboards down.
Yeah.
Cannot risk that. So we are going to be listening to Dr. Bruce's track Win Lambo. Guys, if you do get an opportunity while this track is playing, please give him a follow. If you can, retweet out his track out there to your community if you're vibing with it. If you do, please pick it up. This is Win Lambo.
It's Dr. Bruce, baby. Win Lambo. Big Bad Karma the Beast. Win Lambo. Y'all won't like me when I'm mad. Y'all ain't gonna like me when I'm mad. Win Lambo. Let's fucking go! Watch me run up the bag, doubling down in the bag. I mean, bumping up my MetaMask. Took a 30K loss when Voyager rug. I am just trying to go get it all back. Dreaming of Lambos, I'm back on my gamble. I know that I'm about to go get it at last. Maybe Galados or Mercy or Lagos. I don't know, I just know time to go fast. All in the cockpit, this spaceship is flawless. I get it regardless, you fuckers retarded. You testing my conscience, I'm finna go bonkers. Guess you all really want back, I'm back. Why you sending subliminals all on my genitals? Why is you not telling factual facts? Vertical doors got me focused on principles. Trust me, you do not want hook to go smash. One Lambo. One Lambo. One Lambo. This return of the DJ, and I triple on weekends. Come get it, cause these fucking prices won't last. 500 a verse, 1,000 with hook. I'll really go in and I'll cook you some crack. Trapped out the bando, now set an example. It's time to put NFT music on smash. Dance with the devil, you not on my level. You bitches, you prove that you really won't last. Decentralization, I'm up in the matrix. You know that I had to go neo the raps.
And let's go to bring it back in. Win Lambo.
Dr. Bruce. I like that track. That's one of those ones that's a great workout track.
Now minting live on Sound XYZ /Bad Karma 617. Even if you don't have ETH, go follow me, go like it, go fucking add it to your playlist, because it all boosts me up the ranks, and I appreciate the fuck out of y'all.
There we go. Man, I appreciate you being here. So you're minting now, huh? You put that link up into the. Yep, there it is. Sweet.
Turbo got it up there. Yeah, it's like, I think like it was less than 15 when I first got it, because with gas it was 30, I think 32. I bought 2 of them. So, you know, and then once you join, make sure you follow into the Bad Karma Discord. Make sure you verify you're a holder and jump in the holders only chat where you can find your utility for the track. Obviously, Sound doesn't give us that option, but we do have it. So jump up in there and you know, come around with us.
My guy.
I love you, Dr. Bruce.
Turbo, right. You know, I was actually I came here because I missed you, Turbo. You know,
Turbo's
I know, bro.
You missed
Turbo.
Turbo.
Got a girlfriend. You know, he got a girlfriend.
Bro,
that's it,
bro. Not anymore. He's back. We got him back.
I got dumped.
We got him back, ladies and gentlemen. Turbo's. He's with us again.
High and low.
Yeah,
I did that too.
it happens, man. You know, baby, this is the best part, Bruce. She gave me the old, it's not you, it's me.
Oh yeah, I got that too. I
Is
know
that
all
still
about
a
that.
thing?
Yes.
I
100%.
thought that it was gone. I'm like, damn, 2023, just ghost me. Shit. Don't like tell me like, you're so perfect,
I
but I'm
hope
gonna have
that
to go.
I hope Metalark comes up and gives some love advice to both of you right now, because I feel like it's going to be delivered in traffic with a little bit of
Love
sass.
got to do with me. Fuck love. No, I'm just kidding.
What's up, Metalark? How are you?
Hey, I'm good. And I know what I said before. If they're minting on Solana, that's a red flag. But, you know, Solana's been kind of like improving their game now. So, you know, maybe still it's okay to consider fucking them if they're minting on Solana, because Solana's doing some better things now. Anyhow, GM, bitches.
GM. Is the Solana blockchain not shut down since SBF went down? Did they have
no.
Did they have something to do with
they've
that?
got some. I don't know if they had anything to do with that directly. To be totally honest, but like they have been, you know, making some improvements. I have some friends that have been, you know, talking to me about some projects and some things that are on there. I don't want to say that I'm an expert, but it's just like I do trust, you know, that what, you know, and I have to look into it some more, and then I'll have a more detailed opinion. But you wanted some love advice for the day, and since here I am, I thought I'd give some love advice.
Thanks, Metalark. And that's been love advice from Metalark.
From Metalark. I will tell you in my portfolio that I never show to the public, I will put some Solana in there as a speculation bet, because I think a lot of money will come back into it. That's just kind of like a guess. That's not financial advice. That's just something I think is going to happen. So a little moon bag.
Damn. Bro, I literally like Metalark said that now that I'm thinking about it. What up, love? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I was off my little tent. I said they still building on Solana, right?
Yeah, I think so.
They still building on Tezos. All right.
Tezos,
no one knows.
I think I said yesterday, like somebody had reached out and said, "Hey man, you got to start talking about Tezos NFTs." I haven't started researching yet, so I don't know anything, but I will find out about Tezos.
Got what makes them so special for artistry, like it's probably the cheapest form of distributing your art.
Okay,
just being honest.
So it's more it's more for art. See, now I think that this is probably a good way that we'll see blockchains go, is that specific blockchains will have certain purposes. Like whatever the most private blockchain is, that should be where our health records go, right? Whatever the most, I don't know, authentic, whatever we could do, like, you know, authenticating artworks, if that's Solana because they've got the fine art community behind them, great, then that's what it's for. I mean, why can't we start to segment some of what these blockchains' purposes are?
Do we want everything from one chain, though? This is the real question we really should be asking ourselves, or is it probably better in our better interest for cryptographic purposes for it to be on multiple chains? Like, you know, think of quantum computing. Think of like all these impending threats that we do have. I mean, in my eyes, I think it's a lot healthier for us to have different chains and just a means to bridge and connect them or swap them out. It just, to me, it makes more sense. I think it's more secure. And then we're not solely impending on just one form to handle all transactions. And what if that goes down or is attacked, or, you know, we don't want to go back into the dark ages. So,
well, okay. So let me ask you a question. Say your health records are an NFT. Like, is it multi-chain, or is it one specific chain that NFT is on?
So I believe that the chains will just be operating surfaces, right? Like applications, think of for your computer, more or less, right? Like you are the computer and the apps are the chains. And so if you want to use something for social outreach, you'll use this chain. If you want to use something for gaming purposes, you'll use this chain. If you want to use something for that's what I look at it as. I just look at what is it initially that we're working with. When you look at the computer, what are you looking at? Hardware, and then you're looking at UI.
Yeah.
Right. And this is the experience. And then from there are diversions. So when I look at crypto, I kind of look at it as the same sense of the technology that we already use. And that's probably just because I'm more on like that esoteric, that occultist sort of train of thought, to where I believe that you can see everything.
My question for you, I love. Oh shoot. I'm sorry, Bub. You're coming in like broke because I thought you had broken. I thought I was jumping in there. You might still even be talking right now. I'm just talking
he's
over
muted up.
Because okay. So my question is though, is like, do you guys notice like how each chain is like has its own beliefs, like its own views, its own just vibe and expectation of the way that the people act. That's where like I see these chains like having a difference. Because even when Meadowlark said that, like, if you see a chick and she's in salon, I was like, oh God, what if I did meet a chick in salon? I'd be like, she's like, I got 8 projects in salon. I'm like, oh no, just because we have all these perceived notions of all these different blockchains, I just, I think that that's going to be one of the things that's going to hinder us all being able to bring all of those tokens together. And I just want to get you guys' thoughts on that.
Yo, if you ever want somebody to talk about salon, I can get one of the homies to come through. I got somebody that's really invested in it, building on it for a long time. Let me know.
Yeah, definitely, and you just interrupted Meadowlark. You just spoke right over it there, Dr. Bruce. But it's fine.
We have audio issues sometime. I appreciate it if Dr. Bruce would bring in somebody who's an expert, but it's just the reality is that in some ways, some of these chains are inferior to other chains, and I'm not saying that to be a bitch. Unless financial humiliation really turns you on. Why, as an artist, you want to be minting everything on ETH and paying stupid amounts of money for the contract every single time? Unless, of course, yes, that's your kink, and I will not kink shame you. But I'm saying there is a superiority thing here. There's a reason why I don't mint everything on ETH. I'm going to start being selective with what I mint on ETH, because I have literally had people in my life say, I love you, Christina, but I don't want to buy your shit on Tezos. Because right now I only have stuff on Tez, but there's no way I'm going to be minting on ETH every single couple of days. Like with Tez, I'm minting new artwork, usually twice a week, It
allows a creator to create, this is a profound statement that was given to me by an artist, a music artist, right? And I was trying to manage. It was very difficult, right? He had his own struggles, and most artists do. But he just said, I just want to create. You handle the business side. I just want to create, man. Everything else, whatever, just let me, I just want the freedom to create. And I think that, what you're expressing there, Meadowlark, is an example of that. To be able to go through these means of exchanges just to, at the end of the day, receive monetization at a higher scale. Is it worth it when an artist just wants to create and showcase their art? I don't know.
I agree with you. You just want to be able to. It's not just artists just want to be creates. I like Tezos just because. Arthur. I've met Arthur, one of the founders. Actually, I met both founders, but that's a whole nother story. His whole thing, just in general, with Tezos is access, having people access it. So that's why some of the tech is the way it is, so that third world country people can access it. And that's why they use a lot of what they use. And so. Yeah, it's you want to be able to create, but if people want to be able to use a chain in general, I'm not saying that there isn't a market for everything. There is a market for everything, and for certain things, if people want to pay really high gas fees and they're, that's fine. But part of mass adoption for me, and I know I just kind of went off on a tangent, is making stuff so that it's more affordable and more accessible for everybody. We can still have expensive things, but it's not just to be able to create, it's just to be able to do stuff, period. Tezos, they are now working, doing something with the DMV. Should something like that be super expensive? I don't think so. Anyhow, I need to shut the fuck up for a minute.
No. I like what you're saying there. I think, that was something we talked about the other day was, as far as scalability goes and, what can you do with, I think it was a $1 for transactions, right? With, what was it, Algorand, you can do 10,500 transactions with a $1. With Ethereum you can't even do one. I think Ethereum at some point it's going to be rejected as a currency as well. It's just, it doesn't have it, right? It can't be that expensive. And so when you say sorry, you changed the topic. No, you're talking right about the same things that that we talk about all the time. So
And even with I think with the gas prices and stuff, I think during the bull, we started wearing that kind of as like a badge. I know for me personally, like that's how I missed the Bored Apes. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, I can't pay $300 in gas. You know, I'm like, I can't do it. And so, you know, so now it's kind of like one of those things like, hell yeah, I buy my NFTs on me. You know, I've come a long way, you know, like
I'll eat that.
it's almost like a badge. That's a part of it. How many times did we say that, bro? It's a part of it. It's a part of it. It's a part of it.
Doesn't have.
Yo, what's up, Seven?
I think we're realizing that.
I feel like ETH will get an upgrade where gas fees are like way more manageable. I think it'll become just part of the ecosystem just because of the way things are going. You have to understand there's already like layer 3s and layer 4s being built in the background. So if that's already happening, you know, they're already talking to the big boys saying, okay, when we implement this upgrade, layer 2 will be the next step, and it'll be like pennies on the dollar. And then layer 3 will probably just wipe out gas fees completely, and it'll be paid by, you know, everything that's going on, other than like with the ecosystems getting fees here and getting fees there. It'll turn into that, and everybody's normalized to that now because of the taxes and, you know, membership fees and having a fucking card and whatever. People are already normalized to that. So I think once we get to that point, Ethereum will already have its upgrade.
Like now, what about like the thing with what was the article that came out? Was it Citibank, where they're gonna have like digital dollars for like their clients or some kind of thing? I don't. Yeah, like,
They digitize. They're going to digitize every deposit basically against what it is. So, but it's a permission chain. So one of the things that's important for people to realize is that they're using this technology exactly like it was intended in the 90s, which is a giant, really secure database. So they're not using it for the proliferation of blockchain tech for adoption. They're saying, oh, there's a really good use case here to lower costs and keep transactions low and keep transparency high, but it's all permissioned in their own ecosystem. So adoption +1, but maybe +0.5 instead of like +1 for adoption.
So Matt, let me ask you a question really quick, and then we'll get to these hands. Now, say this model goes really well, you know, what's the way to get in and out of the ecosystem now if we start to see, you know, the other banks start to adopt their own little ecosystems of, you know, digitizing everything? How then do we communicate between the banks? Is that like an XRP kind of thing where now they've set the tide for us, or is it still a stable?
So XRP is going to be leveraged from a settlement platform, and that's like intra-bank and like intra-country. So like if there's different countries you're sending money to, all these kinds of things are monitored now by SWIFT, which is this kind of archaic banking system. But right now, what you're seeing with Citibank and some of these other banks do is they're just building their own internal blockchain systems to keep everything safe and transparent. So if you really want the right exposure, unfortunately, I hate to say this, but the right move is to go buy Citibank stock or JP Morgan or any of these banks that are like including those things, because that's how they're going to be part of the ecosystem. I don't know that it's going to trickle down necessarily to us.
Boom! There it is. Some more financial advice.
Yeah, I think they'll
buy the
they'll
banks.
go as far
Buy
as,
the banks.
Yeah, exactly. I think they'll go as far as putting it to where that you can switch out your whatever currency they establish. You'll be able to switch it out for stable coins and for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and you'll be able to use that on your whatever bank card you have. It'll be tied to your bank account, so everything will be right then and there. Oh, absolutely, yes. BOA bucks are coming.
My BOABs.
100%.
Hey, baby, can you send me a couple BOABs, please? My account's
yeah,
low.
or you'll be swapping it for Ethereum, or you'll be using BOABs to buy your Starbucks. Like that's just how it's gonna work.
Okay, so BOAB DAO that's launching today. Just so you know.
Yeah, we better pick up the .eth on that. You know,
everybody, if you're a Bank of America customer, hit me up in the DMs. We are starting the BOAB DAO now. Ooh, BOAB DAO now. .eth.
BOAB DAO now. How about Cal? What up, Zach Money?
How's it going, guys?
GM fam.
Hey,
what's up, family?
So I going along kind of with what you guys are saying, and how J-Chains had mentioned that different blockchains will have different uses. I 100% agree with this. I think that they're all built differently and have specific strengths and weaknesses, and I think over time, different businesses are going to find this and they're going to start using different things for, like AI Left mentioned, some will be for gaming, some will be for art. But I think Ethereum is going to become an institutional chain very heavily because it's expensive. I do think there will be upgrades that'll make it so the gas fees are lower and everything. But I feel like Wall Street is going to use Ethereum a lot. And I mean, that's going to have massive pros and cons. The pros will be it'll bring a lot of money in, but the cons will be they'll turn it into something kind of like the stock market, which is what they're going to do to crypto when they get their hands on it. They're going to start playing their games, using their manipulation, doing all this stuff that they do in the stock market. But I think that's kind of where Ethereum is going to go, because if you look at like Fidelity, for example, Fidelity offers you Bitcoin and Ethereum on their platform. And in their eyes right now, that's all they think they need. Bitcoin is a store of value, and Ethereum is basically the Web3 layer of the internet. They can do everything they need on Ethereum. But there's other chains that have other advantages. Some of the chains are way faster, and some of the other chains are way cheaper and different things like that. And I know Solana is fast-ish and very cheap, but when I played Steppen, Solana was down so much that it really burned me, and I'm very bitter against Solana. I know they've come a long way, and there's a lot of people that like it, but I personally will have a very hard time going back to Solana because they were down so many times that people look at the history and say, well, their charts say they're only down a couple days this month. They were down every day that month. You try to freaking transfer money from your Steppen account and stuff like that, and freaking broke me. I'm sitting there making money off of Steppen and trying to put gas in my car from running, and I can't transfer money out of my freaking Steppen game. So I think there are going to be advantages from the different blockchains, and they're going to present themselves as time goes on.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you. That's exactly what I think. And I love the whole idea of, like the businesses will figure it out. Like, where naturally fits in for us as far as, security, privacy, speed, transactions, all that kind of stuff. Like what works out the best. Dr. Bruce.
Yo, and I want to let you guys know, as you were talking about Object is the one platform that least compresses the music. So as a music artist, it is the best platform for sound quality.
Object,
it compresses your sound. Sorry?
What's it called? Object?
Yeah,
Object.
Tezos. It's Tezos.
Okay. I gotta check it out.
Yeah.
OBGKT.
But what I do like, I did mint on Ethereum for my project, right? But that's because when you download the NFT, it also provides you with the link of the original file. So you get the highest quality file as the download. So you can write on the sound once you've purchased, you can download it. So if you guys are playing it through Spaces and you're using it, you're not getting the full experience until you download that copy.
All right. Sounds like I've got a lot to learn about Tezos, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking forward to this.
Man, I used to hang out with this super dope musician who was over on Tezos, and I cannot think of his name. He was like a great friend of mine. I want to hear his music again.
Cannon Jones.
No, it wasn't Cannon Jones.
Well, he's heavy on Tezos.
Oh, I mean, maybe. I don't know, but that wasn't him. I just can't remember this guy's name is, and I can't believe how fast time has gone. I'm like so freaking sad. Like our entire hour has already gone by just like that. It was like 2 minutes ago. Boom. It's ridiculous.
Great conversation, though. I mean, and that's the thing. Like when my Space the Shot Clock just started this Saturday. I'm taking a break this coming Saturday because I'll be in Vegas. But when I come back, man, it's like when you get these shows going, they start off smaller spaces and then they grow into bigger spaces. So even the time frame to talk, because you'll have so many more speakers, is kind of like it shrinks, it shrivels, right? So the way I look at it, Turbo, is with the Breakfast Club, is like, bro, this shit, we be having so many great conversations and so many beautiful guys that come here every morning and share their takes. It makes it really special, and so time flies when you're having fun.
Dang right. That's a fact right there, ladies and gentlemen. Well, anybody got anything else? We roll this one.
Yep, I'm going to put up the pancakes.
Put up the pancakes. Pour the syrup. Grab the eggies.
Oh wait, Dougie got something. Dougie, go ahead, bub.
Turbo was really cool and put up that like link to the Nike ad thing I did with Cheese Head TV. And my question is, because like, so what I did was I took my favorite ad of all time, Dennis Leary and Bo Jackson from 1992, and I recreated it. And now I'm trying to figure out like other ads to do. There's also a Deion Sanders one, Dennis Leary, that's really good, but it's hard to like find a thematic thing that matches Deion Sanders because the guy does like everything in the world, and it's hard to like match the theme. But there's other things like Dennis Hopper commercials. There's like ESPN sports commercials. I'm wondering if there's any like sports, or I guess it could be any commercial that would be like really interesting to either parody or get inspired from that like you really love. Like somebody yesterday brought up the ESPN commercials where they show the behind the scenes stuff that's kind of fun. Just stuff that's like very thematic and fun and like you know, like old. I feel like the art of like commercials has like peaked in the 90s when Nike was doing all that stuff and ESPN and stuff, you know, like that was just like my favorite time.
Web commercials. And by the way, Doug, now you and I we got a beef. I got a beef with you, Doug. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. I just clicked into your video and I started watching just a few seconds, and I see that you've used nothing but Chicago Bear footage against the Packers in your video, and I'm insulted. And so for your request, you know, like, are there any other ones? Yeah, there's plenty of sports commercials, but don't use the Chicago team ever again. You hear me, Doug? Or when we meet in Vegas, when we meet in Vegas, I will see you in the ring at the Nerd Bar, and I will smash your skull, brother.
Jay, you know Dougie's Dougie's like an incredible. He's an incredible athlete.
Yeah.
So let's jump him. Let's tag team him. Hell yeah, you're going down, brother. That's what I was talking about.
Taking it to the ring, brother. I'm just kidding, dude. That video is actually really dope, man. I like your stuff. Your videography.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna tell you about your video being really good. But in the comments, Dougie, I did put these Badger commercials. That it's like a Badger that sells cars. It was like this little like hometown car lot, and they do these Badger commercials. There's a whole series of them, and they are freaking hilarious. Like they're the most inappropriate. So freaking funny. Definitely check it out,
dude. And if you want to make amends with the Chicago fans, look up the Eagle Man and do a remake of the Eagle Man, the auto insurance. And once I see that, man, we will squash all beef.
I just wanted to say I worked at a car dealership and they wanted me to do the commercial, and I told them, you guys are fucking out your shit, okay? If you want me to do the commercial, pay me. If not, I'm not getting in front of that camera.
I always thought, like, you know, that's like there's some kind of mental disorder, not mental. That sounds way too strong, but with car dealers, right?
Jesus.
Where they have to be the ones in their own commercials, right? They usually don't allow anyone else in their commercials. It has to be them. For some reason, it's just like this thing, right? It's very interesting. So it's Doug. It's or AI. It was weird to hear. You know, not the owner of the dealer want to be in the commercial. But
well, I mean, I have the same thing where I'm putting myself in all my own things, right? So me and the car dealerships guys are like the same, you know, like the guy that like jumped off of a van onto all the beds in that one movie and stuff, and like, you know, and anyways, the M. Sandler movie. But that's the thing of fun of it is that like when you put yourself in front of the camera and doing all that stuff, it's really interesting because it's like really you're very vulnerable and putting yourself out there, and I really like it because I'm all about like you know, that human interaction and like really being a real person that people can talk to, and putting your face on things and standing up for what you actually are doing or believing in stuff. It's pretty crazy and difficult to do, and also I do sympathize with everybody around that does it, including anyone like Ben or whoever that goes out, puts their face on things and puts their stuff. It's hard to make content constantly. It's really, really hard. It's very stressful. It's very like difficult. Even me trying to like write my next commercial, it's like the question is like, is it even going to be good? Because if I go through and spend 2 days writing and shooting this thing and it's not even like good, then there's no point. So like,
That's not true. That's not true.
Well,
because you'll learn
it's good for
from what you want to
practice.
do better next time. It's always worth it.
You do,
always.
but like even for example, for that commercial though, I spent a whole day trying stuff out, doing things, writing different stuff, trying different premises, and then eventually it took me like 3 days to get to that premise, right? So there was a lot of practicing ahead of time, different things, but so it's good to always do things right.
That I will tell you, Dougie, because I know you, that's the burden that perfectionists like us bear, right? Where it's not about the getting the product out, it's about having it be the vision, right? It's your vision. Like if it's not your vision, then it's not good enough, and I understand that, but for the most part, like it's just golly.
Well, the thing is that I had always delivering that as a promo for Cheesehead TV. It's my chance to get in with them and the Green Bay Packers and stuff and have more access to things and do the things I want to do, right? Yeah.
Bears.
We all know that Jay Chains is a Bears fan. And I'm sorry that I used the Bears in that video, but it was just happened to be the game that we had just played. Sorry, it's just
it's all good.
What it was.
It's all good. It's all good. It's
and
all good. My brother actually, my brother is considering becoming a Packers fan. He loves that whole idea. So I'm gonna lose.
Well, there's a lot of videos of people. There's a lot of videos of people burning Justin Fields jerseys right now on the internet.
Our season is over. Just sell him. Sell him. Jeez Louise. And go with their third string quarterback. I can't remember his name. Begins with a G, I think. But he's
the water boy or something.
He's got such like a visionary of the field and the game, and just a couple snaps that he played in preseason were outstanding. Just put him in. Get rid of Fields. My gosh.
Justin.
Well, we just should lose the rest of the season, and we can get the first draft next season. I think we have this. I think we already have the first draft because we traded somebody for it this year. So I think we got like 2 first-round draft picks next season. Let's go.
And look, it's gonna be a good pot to choose from. There was a special guest that wanted to talk to Dougie though.
Hey, Dougie, is that you? Oh my God, I love that fur coat you got, Dougie. I just love it. I was like, oh man, if I get that big old hunk over here with that fur coat on, But look, the show's almost over, so I gotta get back to the dishes and stuff. They keep me back here washing the dishes. But I just love you, Dougie, and I love this Web3 breakfast.
Oh, Aunt Shirley. We love when Aunt Shirley comes out.
Sorry.
Guys, let's all take care of our Aunt Shirleys. Love one another. I appreciate y'all being here. Tomorrow we'll be back at 10 a.m. Eastern. I actually don't know the conference schedule for the next 2 days, but we'll be back. Probably not live streaming.
We will be back.
We'll figure it out. I don't know.
We'll be back.
Traveling to Florida today. If you're in the area, down in Fort Lauderdale for the next couple days, Wednesday, Thursdays, crypto or Cypherpunk 2023. Check it out. Thank you all for being here. We love you. Love you all.
Love you too.
Go give somebody a hug today.